What's up, baby?
Turkey killing mofos. Hey, you a professional now.
You got her? Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Storytelling in regards to hunting and fishing has gone back hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
Literally on the rock walls of our nation.
Push it.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing, Brandon?
Go. By the way, your nipples are already wet.
I just shot probably one of the most epic scenes, like, probably ever. These two monster bugs got after it, and it was so cool.
That's about like what you want it to look like. Cover it.
Oh, he's so handsome.
That's a big deer, Megs.
He's big. He's a big boy. That's talking whitetail.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Holy crap.
Look at those hooves.
Everybody wants to be a turkey hunter until it's time to do turkey hunter.
Dude.
All right, no problem. Can you hear me now, though?
Yeah, I got you good.
All right, cool. No problem, dude. Technology is like, it is what it is. And like, I was kind of worried too, because this is actually the first podcast we've done since, well, I'm sure you heard about all the flooding and burn it and everything. And then that's where we live. So we didn't have any, we don't live by any of the creeks or rivers or anything. So thank God, like, we didn't have anything bad like over there, but we did have a low spot here in the house where, like, from the rain it got in, and of course it's the podcast studio, so we had to tear up the floor and do all that kind of stuff to fix it, and so we were out of commission for a little bit, but now we're back and rolling, so it's all good.
Glad I didn't get damaged too bad. So
Yeah, and definitely want to say, there's a lot of organizations and stuff that are doing stuff, so if you can, and definitely try to help out as much as you can. And I mean, it was bad. Like, I've been through 2 rainstorms like that. Like, listening to that rain reminded me of, like, listening, like, to Harvey when it came, because I was in College Station when Harvey hit, and like I just remember, because we were at a buddy's house watching was it Mayweather and McGregor, or like some Mayweather fight. We were watching at a buddy's house in Navasota, and like, we watched the whole fight and everything, and it was like, oh yeah, it's just gonna rain. Like, it hit way on the coast, and like, it took me almost an hour and 15 minutes driving to get from Navasota to College Station, and that's not how long it takes to get from Navasota to College Station. It was just raining so hard, like, that's how slow we drove. But yeah, dude, it was pretty wild.
yeah, we were down in Tomball that weekend. All that was occurring. We actually drove down that weekend, and we're on the way back on kind of the post couple of days of rain, especially hit like that little area too. And
yeah,
I mean, it was still bad coming through at the time. So
yeah, so a lot of prayers out to those people, because like I said, that was pretty wild. But
yes, sir.
Glad to have you back on the podcast for another episode. Everybody, we're going to start this one off like this. Welcome to another Tejas Hunt Club Podcast. We're sitting down tonight with Mr. Taylor Weems. We've had him on the podcast before. He is a elk Western hunter. He's pretty experienced, definitely way more than me on chasing elk and mule deer and stuff out west. And we had a great podcast with him last time, and we've been talking ever since. I mean, commented on each other's photos and videos and stuff. And then he got a puppy recently, just like we did. So, and he also texted me and told me that 5, including himself, of his family members have elk tags this year. So it should be a pretty cool season for them, and we're coming up on that here pretty quick. Like I said, I haven't got the chance to go elk hunting yet, but it is definitely on the radar. He actually, Taylor, I'm going to give him a big shout out, because he stayed on my ass for a while about at least applying to New Mexico for antelope. I didn't draw a tag, but he was pretty persistent about getting me to at least throw my name in the hat, and I did. But we'll try again next year. But I definitely appreciate it, because he was reminded me all the time about, how the dates and stuff were coming up. And, like I said, it didn't work out, but I appreciate the nudge for sure.
Yeah, no, it takes time. I mean, New Mexico is a little bit more equal opportunity to draw tags, but versus some other states. But man, if you don't put in, it's like you're never gonna get a chance to get out there. So I tell guys all the time, and they're like, man, like I love seeing you out west. I love seeing you hunting, and it's like you just got to put in, like every year, just like everybody else.
Yeah, dude, and like you said, man, like once you go, like you said, been to Idaho before, and it's coming from Texas and getting to go see those places and like see actual mountains. I mean, we have them here out in West Texas, but not like that. It's completely different. I mean, if you get the chance, you really need to go do it. It's a lot of fun, even if you can get to Colorado, which is probably the closest one besides New Mexico. But if you can get even further, like Idaho, like we did, Montana, Wyoming, it's some pretty cool country out there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and now you can chase elk in Texas. I mean, guys have been doing it for some years now, but
yeah,
pretty big bulls out in Southwest Texas.
Yeah, I've seen a couple come across the past couple days. Like, seen some people shooting a couple. One that was in Velvet today, and it was pretty big. I mean, I think, man, it's a lot of that wildlife that's coming back. Like, you see the same thing with the black bears that are showing up, knocking over people's feeders and stuff out there. And it's like, it's the wildlife are spreading around, whether it's from man-made or just, they're going back to where they knew they used to be. Either way, I think it's pretty cool because, I mean, elk in Texas, I mean, I'm sure it'll come up one day because they're classified as an exotic. So you could hunt them year round, and I wonder where that line's going to get drawn. Like when Texas Parks and Wildlife finally steps in and is like, "Hey, they're here. We're going to have to set a season," or they're going to leave them an exotic. And what could that entail?
Yeah, never know. Elk can tear up some fence pretty quick, especially got a cattle operation. So who knows how that all entails? So
yeah. I mean, like, I wasn't surprised about the whole aoudad, the helicopter shooting them from helicopters on public land, I guess your state land that they have out there to control them. But like, I was a little surprised that it passed. You know what I mean? Because not too many people take too kindly, other than pigs, being like, "Oh, going on a helicopter hunt" or something like that. But I really hope it never gets to that for elk.
No, I think right now it's due to numbers and private ranches, and now you got outfitters that do big hunting operations in some of these ranches. It's tough enough to even get on the waiting list to go kill bulls in Texas. It's pretty interesting. I've reached out to a couple folks and buddies that I hunt with in New Mexico, and like, man, it's going to cost you a pretty penny, or know the right people. It's neat. I mean, I want to do it. I think a bucket list would be hunt an elk or kill a nice bull in like each state where they exist.
Yeah.
So I think mainly like Texas, still need to get an Arizona bull, got New Mexico, a couple of New Mexico bulls. Colorado would be sweet, Nevada, Utah, I think Idaho, and then we already have a Wyoming one as of last year, and then work my way up to Montana, and even California's got bulls,
Yeah, the Thule elk, right? I think that's where they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess growing up in elk country, somewhat, not being like around it as much makes me want to pursue them more because it's much more fun to chase after when they're bugling and really rutting it up. So,
yeah, I mean that like I said, I think they're real cool. I kind of like mule deer a little bit more as far as the Western game goes, but I think it's just because, like you said, like everybody wants that rut, bugling in your face, all that kind of stuff. And for the most part, like it's hard enough to kill a bull as it is, but to get one actually in the rut and be able to kill it like that is an even slimmer chance.
no
So
doubt.
I like the consistency of like you just got to outsmart a mule deer. But I would love to get that bugling experience. I mean, even filming it versus having a tag in my pocket myself. It'd be pretty cool.
No, that's mule deer hunting is a whole different level. You got high country mule deer you got to really get after, and they're tough to pick apart. They stay bedded back in some canyons and tough spots where, I mean, if you don't glass the right angle and come up on them at the right time of day after they especially get up and feed, I mean, you're kind of out of luck, in my opinion, sometimes. But that's what makes it big, obviously, and that's what makes it more fun is because when you do find them, and whether it's archery or rifle, you got to get in position to make it happen.
Yeah. That's. I see some of those videos of those guys like summer scouting mule deer and stuff, and then they'll be zoomed in real close on the buck, and then it'll zoom all the way out to like show you where it was, and you're just like, how did you just pick that out of that space? I mean, there was a Daniel Watts. He was on a ranch and wildlife committee with us in Houston, and he had some footage from his mule deer hunt that I got to edit for him, and he let me post it on the YouTube channel, that kind of stuff. But it was just like crazy about where they found this buck and how many chances he had to kill him. And this buck like went and bedded down in this one spot. He moved to get water once a day and went back to that spot, and that was it. And they had to like spot him from way far off. And then it was pretty crazy video, like in hunt that he went on, but he shot him, and it was a pretty nice buck.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was out in Utah. Yeah, with Wade Lamone hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was hunting with him out there. I mean, it was a cool hunt.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm 10 to 15 years out from getting a premium tag, I would say, in Arizona. I'll probably be, I think, I should be upwards towards like 45, hopefully still in decent shape to get after a good buck. So
yeah, dude, it is funny that you say that. You're 10 to 15 years out. It's like the planning that goes into Western hunting is starting to when I first started paying attention to it and looking at it and stuff, it it kind of sunk in a little bit. But just the more years that I'm paying attention to this, just the more it sinks into me, like how hard and like how long it takes to get like good tags. I mean, you still have a shot with other ones, but like there's those places that you just want to go hunt and that you have a chance to kill like a giant, but it's just going to take you years and years of applying.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's where putting in like we did with you this year benefits, because I think if you put in multiple states, build your points up where you need to, but then also do like these random draws and just hope and pray that you end up getting a tag. At some point, the algorithm's going to click. It's the more times your name's in the hat, the better. So
yeah, for sure. And like you said, just applying in multiple states, that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. If you think you're just going to apply in Colorado and get a tag every year, it's not going to work like that.
Yeah. I almost put in for Colorado this year, and that's the one I just couldn't get myself over the hump yet. I mean, and I'd love to. Just I think I said the same thing last time, but I've got so much other things on the plate as far as tags go, and with getting lucky drawing them. So I'm kind of like, all right, let's just keep with this pace, and then we'll go after different states from there.
Yeah. So what's I mean, don't give away any secrets, but what's your like number one elk state that you just like want to kill a bull in? Like if you had to say like if you could kill a bull in this state every year, get a tag in this state every year, which one would it be?
Well, I think the smart person that puts in for tags would say a state like Hawaii, just to keep people away from but I won't just name one specifically because I mean it's already tough enough to draw, but your Northwest states, anything from Nevada have phenomenal elk. Utah's got giant bulls. Arizona's real prone to being one of the most popular states to go after elk with their trophy class. Same with New Mexico. Depending on what unit you're in. I mean, I think each year and, different units, particularly, they can produce some, state record bulls, especially, letting some of these elk get to maturity. But if I had to pick one, I really do enjoy hunting Wyoming. And there's a lot that I still don't know about Wyoming that, I think it'd be neat to draw some of these more popular units versus where I've been hunting over the past few years.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to definitely kill some bigger bulls up there. I've seen some bigger bulls killed up there. And then, obviously at some point I'll burn my Arizona points, hopefully here in the next 10 years. So,
yeah.
Yep.
And I guess I should have said too, like even if it was like a sentimental thing, not necessarily like thinking of like the elk that you wanted to
Yeah.
kill, but like
It's in the middle of the Arizona just because of the family roots.
yeah,
Big time. We've what my cousin Hunter's got his operation out there, and I know you keep up with him.
yeah,
We're doing the custom hunts for those guys, and I don't know, it's just having like the archery background roots. I mentioned in the last podcast, my grandfather to where we are now. I mean, it's cool to go and hunt that same pocket or those honey holes where hey, we know exactly what happened 50 years ago here with family, and you still got good quality hunting grounds.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, and you mentioned your cousin Hunter, but if people haven't gone to check out their Instagram, you definitely should, because the past week and a half has been pretty crazy for him with the bull they killed out there in Arizona with Mr. Jimmy John. So
yes, sir.
That's the caliber of people that Taylor here is hunting with, like Jimmy John. Like that's his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I do know a couple of those folks. I will tell you.
And Ryan too. I follow him.
Yeah, so I talked to Ryan a little bit on just messaging back and forth because he's like an elk guru, just like the guys Jimmy John hunts with. I think his name, if I'm not mistaken, is Willie, and I saw his son was on the hunt with my cousin Hunter, and man, those guys, like, there's just a different tier and getting after some big bulls, and they definitely know what they're doing, and it's neat, hearing the story of kind of how they killed that quality of bull and seeing obviously how these elk turned out this year in some areas. I mean, there's a lot I think that is still unknown with going into the season this year. Like my dad, he's got a tag, and so we're hoping we kind of turn up some good bulls. Along with my cousin Hunter, his wife, she's got a tag. So
Dude, like I said, we're not going to talk about where, but like you. So going into this would be you, your dad,
self,
yeah,
and then within that, so there's us four. My dad's got 2 tags in separate states. I've got 2 tags in separate states. And my little brother's got 1, and then my cousin Hunter's wife has 1. So we've got 6 total. Whether or not we get the time to go do those hunts, I think we're going to focus on Dad's hunt because, like I was telling you, like putting in for these out-of-state hunts that you build points in. I mean, it took him 16 years to get a tag. So we're going to prioritize that in September and go with him, and then my cousin Hunter and his gang and his wife to hopefully fill their 2 tags. And yeah, they're in a great unit. I would say one of the more top tier units in the state. And, it's really convenient to have everybody in the family all in the same unit. So that way we're not splitting time, so that's what's super cool. I think it only enhances our odds of killing some good quality bulls. So
yeah, man. I mean, you got like a team of people that are there supporting you, scouting, looking, spotting bulls, and like, hey, this bull right here might not be what your dad's looking for, but maybe this is what Hunter's wife's looking for. Like that's going to be a lot of fun just to like spend that time and like just get out there and hunt, and you got, like you said, you got multiple people with tags, so you can do a lot of moving around. And dude, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think just the camaraderie with being, family and friends, and like the crew that Hunter guides with, man, like they're super core knitted group, and so like you feel like you're hunting with like one of your best buddies that you just came across for the first time. So it's neat, and no, we're really excited. They got some good late rain, spring rain this year, so I'm hoping that helps out with some of these bulls finishing out for the season. So.
Heck yeah, man! That sounds so much fun. Like to be able to go out west and have that experience, and be able to have it with your family too. There, it's even better. I mean, hopefully we'll get to plan stuff like that. Like I said, I'm going to keep trying, keep throwing it out, throw my name in the hat, and keep going. So like, yeah, it's got to. There's no other choice. I mean, somebody's going to give up before I give up. So then that's when I'll get my shot.
That's it. That's it.
So like going into this, man, like how's it been planning? I guess you'd like with your family, like is somebody gonna be like, I'll take care of this part, or like all taking care of that? Like, you're all going to be camping? Like, how's it going to kind of work?
Well, yeah, so we've got, Hunter's got all the background on like where he already plans to kind of have us set up for camp. And, Dad, he obviously old stomping grounds. He's got his places he wants to go back into. And so I think we'll, have a big joint camp together and, set up some wall tents. And then I think, we'll have a couple RV motorhome setups out there too, just to,
Yeah.
if you're going to be out there for 2 to 3 weeks, obviously you want to be
As comfortable as possible.
Yeah, it's still going to be warm, so you want to be able to get a shower in, hopefully every couple of days, or if not, at least once a day.
Yeah.
Same with cooking food and all that good stuff. Getting the rest after putting in some miles, especially Dad being a little bit older, wiser, and Hunter, obviously, him and his wife, they're going after some bulls, and they're probably going to get pretty aggressive with it. And I think getting a good rest after some long days of chasing elk in the rut, it pays off big time. So
yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure, man. Like when we went to Idaho, it's being able to go back to a room where it was like for sure warm and dry was nice. I mean, when I went to Nebraska, we were turkey hunting. We had like an Airbnb style like house that we stayed in, and I mean, it was nice to have like a comfortable bed. Like going out west is romanticized so much, and like packing 18 miles in and like carrying everything on your back, like all well, that is cool. Would I like to experience it? Yes. But listen, I want to be able to go hunt, and I'm not Cam Haines. So, and I just want to be comfortable as possible. Like, I like it. Like, I'm down to rough it if we got to rough it. But if we got the choice, we're taking the more comfortable choice, because that means we can hunt a little bit longer.
I mean, I would say too, if you go back in some of those nasty canyons, X amount of miles, you might have to take a fork and a knife with you, because that bull, once you got some good buddies, that bull could be a little bit more of a pain in the butt to pull out of some of those deep canyons. So
yeah, that's the other thing people like you don't think about is like you got to hike around to find them and kill them, and then you got to carry them out too. So, like I said, as rested as we could be, we can be.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff like reminds me of just like, because I mean I played football and all that kind of stuff, and it was like those pulling tires. Like I was pretty good at pulling tires, but like you still got to be in shape. Like that kind of workout where you're just like, I just got to keep going. Like one more step, one more step, one more step. Like just keep going. Like that's what that kind of work reminds me of. Where where your coach is like, you're running and you're gonna run till I say stop. Well, like you don't know when it's gonna stop, but you're just gonna keep running.
Yep, just got to keep going. I mean, it's the biggest thing, and I will note this because I have this issue, is taking care of your feet. Like your feet are everything to your hunt. From having good quality boots to socks, changing your socks out when you need to. Good soles. I mean, a lot of these guys are getting these insoles now that you can get custom fit.
Yeah,
hadn't yet. I need to, but I would say big time. Like, man, take care of your feet. That's going to make or break your hunt at the end of the day. So
for sure. I mean, and I think too, like I've listened to a bunch of podcasts where they talk about shoes and boots and what you should wear and what you shouldn't. And it's like how different everybody's foot is. It kind of you kind of have to just figure out what you need specifically for you. But like what style or what brand of boot do you run?
So I got some Lathrop and Sons. They're a great boot company. Pretty expensive.
Froze on me.
Basically. But I bought their boots recommended from my guide, Derek Harris. He's out of New Mexico, who I'm going elk hunting with this year again.
Oh, wait, you can hear me now? You cut out for a little bit. My bad.
Yeah, so we were talking about boots, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I run Lathrop and Sons.
Okay.
They're a great boot. I would say they've got a better, stronger support system than kind of what I had been running like day to day. I would recommend if you're going, especially like, sheep hunting, whether it's Aoudad, bighorns, deserts, those are great boots to run with, and they do good for elk hunting. You don't feel like you're, as tied into a boot as you would think. But I do have some Crispies. I like to take 2 pairs of boots, always take a backup pair of boots. but I tend to rock those two just depending on like if I'm getting blisters or something's not sitting right days. I'll offset to make sure my foot's kind of getting some rest back on some areas that I might be wearing out pretty good. So
I got you. Yeah, I have a pair of Crispies too. Of course, I mean, when I first started like looking into it, it's like everybody's wearing Crispies, and so try them out. I can't remember which model I have, but I like them. They're a little hot for down here. Because I bought them specifically to take to Idaho, because obviously I didn't have shoes to take to Idaho at that point, so I leaned more like that way for that environment to get a pair of boots than what I could use here. Because usually if I'm here, I have a pair of on cloud waterproof shoes that I like, and then like walking around, I wear my Listos, the Gators that I have, so like that's the most comfortable thing I use here. But like when I was going to Idaho, I was like I really wanted something to like an actual boot. But now I hardly use them because it doesn't get that cold here.
Yep. No, not anymore. Not anymore. But yeah, I still like my Crispies a lot. Between those two, I'm typically switching out pretty often during hunts. So
yeah, I mean it's nice to have more than one pair, just or even a different shoe to throw on, just depending on like what the environment, kind of throws at you. Because like you said, you got to take care of your feet. And if they're not willing to work for you, your hunt's shot, because that's what you need to get around. And you don't think about, especially like we're on the coast, like back home, it's like, your feet are going to be wet, like at some point in time, but like days and days and days, like your feet can't be wet like that. Like if you can go, you need to be home to be able to dry them off and get your skin right. Because once that goes, it's not good.
No, I mean it's all downhill from there. I think when we were on my elk hunt in the Gila 2 years ago, we did a pretty tough day. I think we did a little over like maybe 17 miles. I may be wrong, but something like that. Yeah, my feet the next morning we were not only bandaging up, but I mean there was old moleskin like from decades ago. Dad flipping out of his pack. We made it work, but it's definitely crucial. So,
oh man, like I couldn't imagine, and like I couldn't imagine getting to the point where you're out there hunting, and then like something like that keeps you from like killing a bull or like making a stalk or like having a. I mean, worst comes to worst, having to like pack up and go home from like something that you could have easily avoided or like learned about. If you don't know, guys, take care of your feet. It's not like going to the deer lease.
Crucial. Yeah. No, that's the big thing. These guides, I mean, they've got calloused, feet from all the years of putting time in the mountain. It's different. We joke that some of them have like, sheep feet essentially.
Yeah.
Up and you're falling to that next ridge over. I mean, they're up there waiting, already caught their breath. Like, hey, you good? So
yeah,
I've been in birds a couple times doing that. My uncle, my cousin Hunter, his dad, he'd get up the mountain so dang quick and practically have to almost pick us up to.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So what do you do? Like, what's your workout, kind of deal to like stay in shape? Do you use a program? Do you just like make up stuff, or you just put stuff in a pack and ruck around? Like, what do you do?
Man, I just stay moving. Honestly, right now, like I just try to get my steps in throughout the day. I was doing CrossFit a lot the past couple of years just to, really get more of a high intensity and like recovery.
Yeah.
Just getting older, kind of screwed up, got some tennis elbow, messed up a shoulder and some softball. I said this year's going to look a little different. So I kind of just did a little bit more, running and walking, just kind of shooting the bow in the back and watching what I eat. It's kind of most of it. Yeah, nothing too intense. Like a lot of these guys, they get into it, and I respect it, and it's good. I think everybody's got their own. They know their body. And when you've gone on some of these hunts, like some of it's mental just as much as it is physical on how quick you want to get up that ridge, and just controlling your breathing and carry your pack. Don't overload your pack. Take the necessities. Know kind of how far you're going. So that way you have enough water throughout the day. And, I think if you just stay in like a general physical health, know how to hunt, know how to cut wind. You're in good shape. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, we all, I'm sure, could do a little better, especially in the actually working out, because it's real easy to be like, oh, I'll skip today, but like
Yeah.
it pays off. Like I said, the only reference when I went turkey hunting, running around doing that, because that's like a lot of run and gun stuff. Like I don't like just sitting in blinds, and just like sitting in one spot. Like if we're calling or doing something, like we're moving around. Like it wasn't anything. We're this past spring we did a little bit of hunting, two different places, one at DU Ranch in Mathis that we go to, and then like when I went and killed a bird back home in Goliad, that one was pretty easy. We didn't do much walking because he just came in on a string, was pretty easy. But DEA, like that one, we covered some miles for sure. But like, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we heard these these gobblers on the roost this morning, and like they were probably, I don't know, not I'm not gonna say a mile, but a few hundred yards away, and we had to make a mad dash for it, and it was like, yeah, getting there was like, okay, yeah, we definitely got to pay attention to what we're doing because we should be able to do this easier than what we just did.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I saw you. Didn't you just get on a new lease too, or is that from last year?
No, that we did. So yeah, we just got back from there this weekend, and I'm already upset because I'm getting okay. So we got on this lease with my in-laws and my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, and then my Megan's sister and her husband.
Nice.
And then so it's gonna be family just hanging out hunting. It's gonna be nice, but we went out there, did a whole bunch of work, set up feeders, cameras, got all that stuff done, man. And then today I'm getting pictures of my camera looks a little crooked. And I'm like, man, I didn't set that camera up like that. And I'm like looking at this other one, and I'm like going through the photos, and I'm like, why is it crooked? And then slowly they just start creeping in. Cows. And I'm like, God dog it. And then I don't even. We put it in a place where it shouldn't even if they had got to the feeder, which we got a little pin set up that was halfway set up, but we got to go back and fix it. But to where they wouldn't get in, but somehow they were like, "We're jumping this." Like we looked at it, and we're like, they won't jump it. They'll be all right. But they did, and they still got in and tore stuff up. So we're gonna have to make another trip down there, but it's down in between Del Rio and Brackenville.
Man, that's a great area. There's some really big deer going that way and some good access on them. So
Yeah. We pulled some of the cameras. My father-in-law had been out there. I guess it was May or June, one of those two, and he had set up some trail cams. And then we went and pulled cards, and we had a couple aoudad, and then a bunch of deer. We hadn't seen any axis. There's quail out there, which is pretty cool. And then a bunch of hogs. We got some hogs too. But it was funny, dude. They're like somebody let go of like some farm hogs. Like the color, they look feral. The shape of them, their head, everything about them body shape looks like a wild pig. But the colors of them are like off the wall. Like it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so it'll be a cool place to hunt. We'll get back down there. Hopefully, I'm gonna try and go the end of this month, and then try to go at least another next month too, because it's pretty good dove down there. So we might try to go dove hunt one weekend and then get ready for deer season.
How what's that drive for you? Probably 4.5.
Yeah.
Figured.
Yeah, it's about 4.5.
Tomball to Del Rio, and that was about 6.5.
Yeah, it's a stretch for sure. But the place that we used to have was out that way too. It was a little north on 277, and then instead of being on the east side, kind of where we are now.
That's cool. I got a buddy. He's got a big ranch down there. His family does. But we used to hunt. I don't know if I told you this, but we used to hunt where Lonesome Dove was filmed, which is really cool. Like where Blue Duck's riding on the ridge and Gus and Lori are down on the river bottom, bathing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a lease down there we were on. I think it's kind of ran by like the Rio Grande or something land and cattle now. I think is what it goes under. But we used to have camps at the skyline because you can't build above it because they were talking about going back and refilming on some dove. So
I've been on that ranch before.
yeah, it's like the one we were on is like 12,000 acres.
Yeah, I've been on that ranch before. So, we were on the one that was north of 277, and then we got on that place for like 1 year. We got to hunt there for like 1 year, and then that we went and looked at because they still have it like set up on there.
Yeah, the old
Lonesome Dove thing. Yeah, so we went to it, and then it was like we went to where the river was, and we were like, Mexico, yes, dude, that's freaking crazy. Yeah, so that buck, we filmed it. The buck that Meagan stalked was on that ranch.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Small world. That's wild.
Yes, sir. We got to hunt there. Same thing with my in-laws, Megan's mom and her stepdad, and somehow they had a friend that was on that lease or something, and they wanted to like kill some more does and some more bucks, and they weren't going to fill the tag. So they're like, "Yeah, y'all can come along, hang out, and shoot some deer." So then we got to come down and go to that ranch and got to go see all that stuff.
I don't know how much you drove around down there, but there's a giant pecan that takes you down towards there's a bunch of like mixed bag of ducks down on the Rio Grande, and that pecan grove when you drove down it and then crossed like a little bitty like dry creek bed, kind of where the Rio Grande like funnels off.
Yeah,
get on a high point where Border Patrol would look out, and that's where we used to go and glass up a bunch of axes and everything. It was super cool.
Yeah, dude, it was some cool country. Like, it was a fun place to hunt. I actually left Megan and I both left our freaking stand chairs there because we were like, oh, we're gonna wake up, we're gonna go hunt again in the morning, and it was like pouring down rain or something, and we're like, we're not going all the way back out there, and it's like $14.99 an Academy. We can get another one; they'll be all right. Yeah, because we had because it started raining that night before because Megan killed that buck. And then I went and wound up shooting a doe with my bow. And then we were getting back to camp. We were going to start cleaning, and it just started dumping rain. So, like, by the time I got done cleaning 2 deer, I was like, I'm good. I'm done. I got enough meat right now. We'll go do something else later. But, yeah, we never got to go back to that place. But it was pretty cool place to hunt.
Yeah, no, it was a good spot. We have a lot of memories. We were on that place for, I want to say, at least 5 years. At least 5 years.
Yeah. Dude, that country down there it's different. I mean, I'm used to it because I grew up in Goliad, but like driving down the road. Funny story: when we pulled into that place, Megan, I think it was like, God dang it, I can't remember what year it was, but it was like illegals are coming over and everything and all that kind of stuff. And excuse me, right when we pulled in, we see these lights on the road that we pulled in on. We see all these lights and stuff up ahead, and it's Border Patrol with like these guys, handcuffed on the side of the road. They're waiting on the big van to come pick them up. And Megan's like, I'm looking at the GPS, and Megan's like looking at them like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is right here on the same road. Go to turn, and the turn into the gate was like right after them. Yeah. So I was like, they found them on this place.
Yeah, we had some stories and situations down there. We just kind of let things be and just get a hold of Border Patrol. But yeah, we had stuff.
You see it even on that place that we were farther north. Like you run into like trash and stuff. We never ran into people or anything over there, but we saw like trash and water bottles, clothes, that kind of stuff every now and then. And that's what we kind of saw on that place too. And it's like, man, I get it, but like some of these ranches, like you can just go to those places and look, and it's just trash everywhere. Like, and who's gonna pick it up? I mean, one of my biggest pet peeves, is like, and I know it's for in memory of people most of the time, but like releasing balloons for stuff. And I'm like, I've had to see calves that are dead. I've seen deer that are dead because they like try to eat the balloon or whatever. And I'm like, man, like that's a lot of stuff that like just dies for chewing on a balloon. Like, and it happens all the time. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's wild.
Yeah, we came across a couple of guys. We helped some people out. I mean, just in the sense that, guys that look like they're about to die without water.
Yeah.
But, we notified the authorities soon after, just say, hey, they're still people. So you do what you can, but you also, you got to kind of.
Yeah, we always left water out at camp and stuff like that in case they walked by, they can get it. But if we would have seen them, we'd have done the same thing. As just like try to stay away, give them what they need if they're in trouble or something, but call Border Patrol because they're come get them.
Yeah, you just hate.
And it's dangerous, dude. Like that walk, like the country you're going through that we're talking about, to be able to just walk through that stuff for days and days, like that's hard, man. And it happens. Like you hear those stories of people that don't make it, and it's such a horrible way to go, because like you're trying to better your life or try to do something to get better, and then just it's such a hard thing to do yourself, to walk through the desert like that, because it's dry, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. It just so happens that some of the best hunting country in that are right smack dab in the middle of each other.
But yeah, we were looking at a lease. There's like a 30,000 acre lease down in South Texas. I want to say around like Pearsall area. And it was a pretty good looking spot. I mean, it's hard to find leases down there. Like there's like a golden triangle, I guess, in the sense. Supposedly they were having a lot of really bad, trafficking issues through there, and it's just like deer hunting versus kind of like just staying safe and not having missing equipment when you come back down there. So
and not having to worry about stuff. Just like if your stuff's like showing up at camp and like your stuff trashed or like that, like just. It's just a whole lot of stuff that sometimes is like it's not worth it. We'll keep looking.
yeah. Like nice deer, maybe we got some bigger ones closer to now.
Yeah, but that place we're at, I mean, they're pretty safe. Like I said, I mean, we saw Border Patrol. They were cruising. I mean, they were down there thick. Like we hadn't been to Del Rio in a couple years, and there's a lot. The presence there is a lot higher than I've seen it for sure. Yeah, I've been getting a kick out of Border Patrol's posts that they've been making on Instagram. Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're making memes about kind of dealing with the whole situation. So
yeah,
they're keeping it light. So
yeah, for sure. I mean that's I've always like seen a lot of Border Patrol, just like the PBR stuff that we do because they sponsor that, and we were going to film, so we've always seen them like recruit. And I actually heard a story the other day on a podcast, like the best recruits that they've ever got actually came from them getting people that were at the PBRs and stuff, like people that were high ranking in Border Patrol. And I was like, oh dang, that's pretty crazy.
That is cool.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for this whitetail season. I'm excited just to go finally get to hunt some deer. Like I'm definitely going to take my bow, which I need to go shoot some more. But, I've been having these suppressors and building these ARs and stuff. So it's like, now it's like, we're taking everything. We're taking guns, we're taking bows, and however we kill them, we that's how we kill them.
Hey, if the big buck doesn't come in close enough, at least you got option 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I actually do that often. We just got on a lease again, and for example, we're gonna go try to bow hunt it primarily, but if we need to go and start doing a big doe harvest, we'll get maybe a 223 5.56 out, suppress, low pressure, just to make sure we're doing our MLD duty.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got the 300 blackout still in the Ruger American Ranch. That's probably that one's probably got the most bodies on it. But that one's my favorite rifle for sure. Just especially now I got the can on it, and it's super, super quiet. Like, oh, I love it. And then I'm gonna put that 6 arc. I built that this year, so I'm gonna try and shoot something with that too. And I got a can for that one, so we'll be civilized, as they say.
Heck yeah. Good deal. That's awesome.
Yeah. Are y'all's elk hunts bow or rifle?
So they're all archery. Arizona is archery for both my cousin's wife and my father. My New Mexico elk hunt, which will be end of the year, late season, so it's going to be pretty tough, especially as these bulls have already been hunted throughout 5 different hunts. at least, it's going to be archery. So we're going to, Derek's got some really good knowledge in the area we're going to be in, kind of like his backyard, especially with the guys he's got. So we're going to go out there and I think just, spend a couple of days. I've been in a year. I'll have a little bit of time to go out and it's a 5-day hunt, but I might only get 4 days out of it just because it falls and ends right on Christmas Eve.
Of course, man. Of course.
First year married, you got to be here for Christmas Eve. So.
Yeah. Which, congrats, by the way. I know I told you, but yeah, you did get married this year. Congratulations on that. I mean, we met your wife at SCI's banquet and stuff this past year, which was pretty cool to finally get to meet you and shake your hand too, and then get to meet her. But I've been following y'all and seeing all y'all stuff y'all been doing. Y'all been having a lot of fun, dude. It's like you said, it's being married to a good one, because some dudes don't get as lucky as we are.
Correct.
I hope y'all heard that. If y'all listen to the podcast, is we are lucky. Yeah. So be that lucky, but yeah, we get to have a lot of fun and get to do a lot of cool stuff with our wives. So I definitely think that should be. It's a lot harder when they're not, tied into some of the stuff that we are too. Because I mean, she gets to hunt with you and all that kind of stuff. She enjoys it, so it makes it a whole lot easier for sure.
No, it does, and it keeps always keeps it entertaining. When you can go out throughout the, take your wife hunting and it's special. I was going to tell you because I'm sure you're coming back out for the SCI show this year, right?
Yep, we'll be there.
So my cousin Hunter, he's gonna have a booth this year.
Awesome.
I think he got with JD and Brandon Bredmeyer. And he should have a booth set up. So he's gonna, they've been focused on a lot of African hunts and other hunts in Texas, New Zealand, etc.
Yeah.
And they had one New Mexico outfitter over there last year. So this year he's gonna have his Arizona / Western custom hunts group. So it'll be neat. I think I'm going to set up a couple of my bulls that Brosigs have worked on and done here in town. So we'll have a little booth set up. I think just to kind of get more guys interested in hunting out west, or at least give them some experience on it and putting in for tags and all that good stuff. So,
dude, awesome, yeah. Because I mean, I know
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's a great show. We've been going to the past few years and creating their content, and it's been cool to see all the stuff that they've accomplished because, you follow them throughout the year and then see them go on hunts and then all the work that they do for, conservation and all that and the different organizations they support. Like I saw the other week, they donated like $10,000 to Tech Sporting Clay's team and all that kind of stuff. And it's cool to be a part of organizations like that. I've always preached on the podcast about joining whatever organization, CCA, SCI, I mean, anything behind conservation, TWA, Texas Wildlife Association. We went to their conference this year and had a lot of fun, met a lot of great people there. And I've said this too, it's like, we're at the age where like a lot of these people in these organizations are getting older. And of course, to keep this stuff going on, we got to have people like us that are going to step in and still want to donate time, get people to donate money to help with these organizations and keep them going. Cause it's something that it's our responsibility to do. I think at some level as a hunter, as a fisherman, you have to do your part other than, managing the wildlife by hunting to, further it for other people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's about getting the youth involved. And then next, they're getting their kids involved and it's just one big cycle. Works out great.
For sure. Cause I mean, that's the only way it's going to keep going.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, it's been the guys here with our SCI group. I mean, it's such a coordinate group. You're either doing work with the people that are involved or, you just know them on a personal level, or maybe you guys hunt the same areas and, next thing you know, I mean, you become good friends and it doesn't feel like you're just going out to another event or expo or whatnot. You actually feel like everybody knows everybody. It's like one big family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
And even like the vendors that come from different parts of the country, like you get to see them at these things like DSC and all the other events and stuff. And it's like, you get to meet them, have a beer with them at the bar or something like that and catch up on hunting stories and all that. Like, it's a lot of fun going to these events. Like, I really enjoy it. Like, just hanging out and meeting new people and like talking to people that you've been talking to on Instagram and finally getting to see them. Like, I still remember I follow Cole Kramer. You know who he is? Okay, so I follow Cole Kramer and I always comment on his stuff because grizzly bears like my thing, and he's the dude. Like grizzly bears in Alaska, especially with a bow. So I always comment on his stuff, and I ran into him at DSC, and he was like, "Brandon," and I was like, "Hey Cole, like how's it going, man?" He's like, "Oh, dude, fine, nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Holy cow! Like Cole Kramer knew my name. Like that's crazy." But yeah, and I mean, just like seeing those kind of people and like getting to like almost humanize these guys that you see that are going out there doing badass stuff, and seeing it like, okay,
hunting communities is just small knit group when you actually start connecting the dots.
yeah,
My cousin Hunter was out on a hunt, or I say a hunt. They were out, getting ready for this GovTag bull that Jimmy John killed. He bumped into a guy that was out doing some pre-early season scouting for a cow elk tag.
Yeah.
This kid has an elk tag, and Hunter's chatting it up with him at a cattle gate. They're just visiting, and a couple words of like, "Oh, where are you from?" And he's like, "Oh, Texas." And then he's like, "Well, I'm so and so," and he's like, "Oh, you might know my cousin," just joking, like he's in Texas because Texas is so big. And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I see his videos. Like I've seen his stuff on YouTube."
Yeah.
It's a small, video program versus like we see like, some of the other guys coming out, like the Waldrops, they got a really good YouTube show. And,
Oh, dude, yeah, Willie's been killing it with his videos. Him and Monty have been putting out some cool stuff, man. I mean, he gets to walk out his backyard and hunt axes and stuff, but like even that, like the amount of work it takes to make a good video and to make the videos they're doing, like they're putting in the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna try to do that this year with as many hunts as we got. I think I've got a couple buddies that are going to come out and just run an extra camera or be around. I mean, I don't know what you got going on. I know you got a little one, but we're going to do I think a deal with Hunter and my cousin and just try to cherish the moment, enjoy what we're doing, but also capture it. I think that'd be special. But if we could get a couple of good elk hunts filmed, I think this year, I mean, heck, six bulls getting killed, it would be a lot. It'd be an incredible year. If we can get half of those and get them on camera, that would be pretty epic. So,
hey man, them dudes born and raised and all them dudes, they get it done. You got it. I have faith in you. Well, like you said, just be in the moment. But you, like you said, you filmed before. You know what you're doing. Just be in the moment, but like capture as much as you can.
I'm telling you though, if I gotta decide camera or kill shot, I'm dropping the camera every time.
100%. Like I totally get that. Like we're not wasting opportunities just because we're not on camera. We can catch up to it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, drop the camera, kill the bull. Like,
yeah.
Overall goal, check. So
yeah, we'll get the B-roll later. It'll be okay. We'll make it work.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited. My brother hasn't had a tag in a couple of years, and we're just gonna do like a weekend deal for his hunt. Just kind of maybe take off into the week and just go for a day or two, and then we'll take off more time, like I said, for my dad's and his. So back to like the whole archery weapon choice for this year. So those tags we have in Wyoming, they're rifle and bow. So we're gonna go up and try to just, I think, get him a bull with his rifle. If we'll take the bow, but because it's already later in the season, like a mid-October timeline, it's just better to at least have a long gun with you because it's just more efficient.
That's one of my goals too. Like shooting a bull with a bow is one of my goals, obviously, but like the long range I've gotten into lately of shooting ethically long range. Let's get this right. Like putting in the practice, learning your weapon, not just sending out Hail Marys out there just to send Hail Marys, but actually putting in the work to dial in longer range shots. Because let's be honest, people, most people in Texas are shooting 100 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe 120 just because you didn't want to clear the brush where you put your stand, so you just put it a little bit further back. Yeah. But I'm talking being able to say, hey, there's a bull over there at 470, 530, and being able to be confident in your dialing and your ballistics to be able to make an ethical shot. Because the performance of bullets is there if you put it in the right spot.
Yep.
But being able to do that is high on my priority list.
We had a bull last year. We had him. He was out there a ways, still within, decent meanings of, making a good kill shot. We got him down and, felt like we made a good shot on him, but he ended up later on getting up and kind of working his way off. I think it was a high shot, not a kill shot by any means. He originally dropped. So you're like, oh man, this bull's dead.
Yeah.
People have related to that in other instances, like with whitetail.
Mm-hmm.
But, we got him down and we're like, all right, awesome. Pumping fist and watching him in the scope, like getting ready to make another shot. I mean, by the time he got up, he was gone. Found a little bit of blood, so we think it was maybe a high shoulder shot.
Yeah. And it's like you said, you got to be able to, because like, of course, you watch all the hunting shows, right? And you're like, oh, they make the shot and they're jumping up and celebrating and high-fiving. And it's like, no, like you shoot and you stay on that gun. And if you see an ear move or anything, especially when you see one drop like that, send another one. Send another one. But it's hard to do, man, especially with that excitement and being in that moment. But you gotta pay attention. And even still, when you do, like, stuff like that still happens, man. But that's part of the game and part of the reason why you got to just put in the work to really learn it and be able to make those shots. Like, shooting is a lot of fun across the board, whatever platform. Like I said, I grew up, my first injury was sporting clays and shotguns and stuff. So it's like being able to master different platforms. I'm all about it. Oh yeah, because I love shooting bows. I love shooting rifles, everything, pistols. Yeah, all of it.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So with this, another thing I kind of wanted to talk to you about, because we recently did the same thing, but you got a new puppy. We got a new puppy as well. We were actually talking about it before. Right before I got this puppy, like, it was funny because we were having that conversation. And I got on Facebook and I saw this guy that was selling these dogs that one of the puppies that I got. And Jesus, dude, I've been having this dust since we came back. This weekend has been just killing me the past couple of days. So apologize to the listeners and to you. But I got on, we had that conversation. And I got on Facebook and saw that Randy Durrell, if y'all don't know, y'all should definitely check out World Champion Goose. He's a bay dog, arguably the best bay dog ever to walk the planet. But he had some puppies off of him, and I wound up picking one up. Same spoon. If you check out Instagram or my Instagram or Tejas, you'll see him. But you picked up a Blue Lacy. Mine's a Catahoula. Both same kind of looking dogs that do a lot of different things. They hunt hogs, they blood track deer, bay cows, kind of whatever you need. Like, and you had a Blue Lacy already, right?
Yeah. Second one now.
Okay, yeah. So I've always liked Blue Lacy's because obviously they're a state dog of Texas. I've never owned one. I probably will one day. But I've been deep in these Catahoulas. I really like them. But like, what's your plan with your puppy? So
we got her. It's funny. The wife will tell you we got her for our other Blue Lacy. So he's got a companion.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, the dog needs a dog, which I'm sure is in the household. Everybody says that.
Yeah.
I was kind of pushing against it for a little bit, just because I'm like, we've got a great dog. If anything, spend more time with him, Yeah. And because Archer's such a well-behaved dog, like, he can flip a switch and next thing you know, he's out hunting. As soon as he's back home, he's just sitting on the couch, like a cat, because blue laces
Yeah.
be all up on top and perching on things just to see everything. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I finally caved in. I told her, I said, if we're going to get a blue lace, we're going to do it right. So I found a breeder down in Sealy, Texas, that had just had a litter and, registered Texas Lacey game dogs, blue lacy game dogs. And so that's what we did with Archer. And we want to do the same thing with Annie is her name now. And so we ended up meeting up with this breeder. He's bred and actually works a lot of blue lacies, like a tracking program his daughter do. And so they go to all the shows, like everybody that's involved with like the Texas Blue Lacy Game Dog Association, like actually put on classes and like use their dogs and for examples, on some of the training and tips to tracking. And so I was like, all right, perfect. If we're getting another Blue Lacy, like let's get one that if we do have a wounded deer, hope we don't, but like we can go out and use her and work her. And I'll be honest, like she's a lot more aggressive and feisty than our original. Like she immediately just wants to like rip into stuff and just attack things. And I'm just like, you're crazy, like.
Yeah, man. I enjoy like I said, I got the two Catahoula's we've had for a few years, they were getting older and I really wanted to get another dog kind of started underneath them, and I want to hunt some more too. And like I say, getting this pup, like if he works out in the bay pen, cool. It'll be a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff because I kind of did it with Shadow and Case and got them in it. But like I said, they're getting kind of older, and plus my wife's like, hey, if you're gonna do this, like you need to get some other dogs that are gonna do it, not with these two. So we'll see what Boone does in the bay pen once he gets old enough and everything. And then if he's good, we'll do that. But if not, we'll just hunt hogs and try to track some deer. I mean, I've always admired hunters, men, women too, that are houndsmen, like that have dogs and hunt with dogs. They may do other stuff, shoot bows, guns and everything, but like having a good dog around or a set of good dogs around is something that I think is that for me at least is a high priority. Like I always want to have them around, and I admire people that have them around because it's a lot of work to keep like good dogs. It's real easy to plan and then like kind of put it off to the wayside, but like when you have a good set, it's a cool thing to go hunt with them.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. There's some guys that too have phenomenal quail dogs. That's a big thing in West Texas, and there's like guys out here that they're dedicated to that, and they make sure their dogs are bred for it, and pretty much breed it straight from being a puppy. So
yeah. I mean, like I said, upland waterfowl. I can watch good dogs work, no matter what they're doing. Like I sometimes, if there's nothing else on TV, I watch the agility stuff with them going through the tunnels and all that with like the border collies. I watch the dog shows all the time, even though they're cool, but I like seeing the breeds. But like some of them, I wish they'd have like a working aspect because some of those dogs just know how to just look pretty. And that's about it. They should be able to qualify. I think they should be able to work too. I mean, at least the sporting breeds and the herding breeds and stuff, like they should have to go qualify for some stuff where they're actually doing what they were bred for. But it's still fun to watch. Like I said, I'm a big fan of hunting with dogs and stuff. So I'm excited to see the adventures, y'all, that you get to have with Ann and an Archer too.
Yeah,
I always like that stuff.
We're hoping, she's been shadowing Archer, and so if she does the same thing when we start working her on blood, like we'll be in good shape. So
yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's pretty rewarding when you see them do what they were trained to do.
Yep. Hey, I don't know if I told you. I think I maybe told you a little bit, but I got my butt kicked on that ibex tag from last year. FYI.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah, so last time on the podcast, like I said, go back and check that one out and listen to it. But it was right before Taylor was going on an ibex hunt in New Mexico. So just give me the rundown, man. Like, because I know you gave me bits and pieces of it, but just tell me how hard it really was per se.
I was going to keep it short and sweet. Archery hunting ibex especially on the first hunt, like in the fall, being like October. It's extremely tough. You've got some of the best guides in the state that know how to hunt those ibex. Like some of them, like literally live and breathe, chasing Florida ibex. Fun fact: they were imported back in the '70s over there. Typically grown to be pretty big numbers, but over the years, it's thinned out a lot just due to tags being allocated to residents, non-residents. So we went into that hunt, thinking there's a couple hundred goats on the mountain. Some will argue there is, some will argue there's less than 100. But it was just one of those hunts where every bit of preparation, you might as well hike or, essentially plan to hike 3,000 feet straight up and down. And you pick when you hike. You can't just go up there because you will get your butt whooped. I mean, you've got to glass these goats from a mile or so off. You got to be able to know where you think they're going to go. And like you're chancing it of even like finding a mature billy. And there's some big billies still up there. But I mean, they'll disappear off a rock. You'll never see them for the rest of the day. You might see them first light and then they're gone. And the next thing you know, they're up on another point that evening. And so it's just a game of, it's like watching ants, but large scale move up and down a mountain. I mean, you think walking to this ridge is easy? They're cutting 2-3 different ridgeways and rocky paths in 15, 20 minutes. I mean, quicker than that.
Yeah.
We were bow hunting, me and a couple other guys, with our outfitter. And we went up there and set up into some positions to hope that we would just, one of us would luck out and they'd work their way to us. And we got very close a couple times, with a couple guys, we're able to sling some arrows, and it's either sex tag, whether you shoot a billy or a nanny. We were at the point where we'll just, be lucky to shoot a nanny. But we got situations where, we almost had some shots at some big billies, and it's just cool. I mean, I would love to do it again at some point, but it kind of wears you down. I mean, it's a tough hunt.
Yeah, that's what we talked about in that podcast before, because ironically, I'd listened to somebody else that went on that same hunt, and they talked about like just how it mentally and physically draining it is, like you said, just to like see them move and think you're going to go cut them off. And then you look over and they're like 2 or 3 ridges over and you're like, God dang, I just walked all this way and I got to go back down.
You might not even make a stock that day.
Yeah.
They've got to be in the right position, right time. Wind's got to be good. And even when you do see them and they're going right where you need them, like that perfect pocket, you might only have an hour and a half until sunlight's, hit. I mean, you're in pure darkness walking over rattlesnakes and who knows what.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can get hurt up there. I mean, everything's trying to stab you, cactus and thorn wise, and then you're walking down just steep, nasty country. It's just, it's insane. It'll mess you up. So.
Well, man, I hope you do draw that tag again, and I hope you have some better luck with it, because like I said, I know you put the work in, and I know you will in the future too. So you're definitely deserving of another shot.
We'll take a rifle. So
I hear you, man. I hear you. Like I said, I admire the guys that are diehard archery only, but man, like I said, I like shooting everything. It's like everything. So we'll use the rifle for sure. Well, man, I'm going to keep you up all night, on the podcast, but I'm glad we got to sit down and kind of go over what you got planned for this year. And then obviously as we'll stay in touch and we'll share all your stuff that you're posting everything on the Tejas page, and we'll get this podcast out. And then good luck this season, man. I'm really pumped for you, and, excited to hear about what you got going on with your family and everything. It's real awesome.
At some point you're going to draw one of these tags. Yeah. You just got to keep the faith, and it's going to happen. So.
Oh yeah, we'll be back trying to chase antelope again. Like I said, that one's real high on my list, and we'll probably be taking a rifle for that one, at least the first one. But we'll try to put in next year. And I know it's open right now to buy points in Wyoming, so I'll probably be buying. I'll be buying more points for that. And this year, I think I'll have 4. 4 or 5. So
first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So we'll be trying that, and then we'll try Idaho again in December when their draw comes out, and see if we can get something going up there, because that country was just awesome to see, and I want to go back. So we'll have to put in for it.
Heck yeah. Well, let me know. I'm always
Sounds
in.
good, man. Always. And like I said, we'll keep in touch, and we'll be sharing everything that you put out.
Sounds great, man. Well, thanks for having me on, Brandon. Really enjoyed getting to catch up, and looking forward to hopefully a successful season, and we'll be texting on the sides.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, and thanks everybody for listening to the podcast. Make sure you check out Taylor's page as well, Through the Gray. He takes some awesome videos. Check out his YouTube channel, all his past elk hunts and everything. Check out his cousin's page, Arizona Custom Hunts, and maybe we'll have both of y'all on the podcast and talk some hunting. So that'll be real cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.